Today I've got the Garrett Axiom out at a saltwater beach, and I wanted to go over some tips and tricks for you guys that are either new to detecting on the beach with the Axiom or new to the Axiom altogether, and what you can do to calm the machine down on the beach and get the optimal settings. On the last video I complained about the pinpointer, the Garrett Carrot, or any pinpointer for that matter, interfering with the Axiom. One thing I didn't mention though is you can get rid of that. I just am lazy. I don't like to do noise cancel every time I do it, but let me show you what happens when you do a noise cancel. It's something you'll probably want to get in a habit of doing when you get to a new place. You know, you might have EMI, other machines around, things like that. So yeah, so when I reset it, I forgot to do a frequency scan real quick, and watch the numbers there. Get over here in the light. So that's where the pinpointer interferes. But what you'll do is wait until it finishes all 99 numbers, and then it'll go back through the 5 that it thinks were the best and pick the best one, and then go back to your search mode, and then the pinpointer should be quiet, or the machine should be quiet. Okay, so now it's decided that's the quietest channel. Alright, another thing I complained about was the Garrett headphones. Now, I find that when I swing side to side wearing them, when I get out in front of me, I lose connection with the headphones. To resolve that, you can do a couple different things. Obviously, you can just use the speaker, or you can buy the WR1 receiver for the Garrett, put that on your belt, plug some headphones into it, and because you're now closer to the transmitter on the pod, you probably won't have as much dropout. But the thing I really like to do is just get my favorite headphones, like these Killer Bees, plug them directly into the machine, and that resolves all the issues for me. Okay, so now that I've got the pinpointer issue resolved, and I've got the headphones that I like, I turn my machine on, I get out on the saltwater beach, and Axiom's not going to run with those settings that first come on it when you turn it on, so you're going to have to make some adjustments. Now, there's 6 different things that can affect its ability to work on a saltwater beach. They are coil, mode, sensitivity, sweep speed, ground balance, and motion. So we're going to go over those one at a time. We'll get the camera down on the machine and show you those different settings. So I'll be right back. So I've done a factory reset on the Garrett Axiom so that it goes to what it would be as if you got it out of the box and turned it on. We'll go over the presets here in a minute, but I wanted to go over these things one at a time. And so first thing is coil. The coil size or the coil type could be one thing that affects your ability to hunt on the beach. Now, I would recommend double D. I've tried the monos. You cannot get them to balance, so double D is probably going to be the way to go. And you've got the 7x11, 11x13, 14x16. Now, from experience on my beach, I cannot get the 14x16 to balance, so I go to the 11x13, and the 7x11 will definitely work. But that's the first thing you're going to need to do is try coil. Once you get some settings down that will work. So obviously, when you get to a saltwater beach, first thing you want to do is go to mode. And obviously saltwater is going to be the one that will work, so you can try that. And then next thing on your menu, if you do a frequency scan, that'll get rid of the interference from your pinpointer. Tone is just for your hearing. Audio is whether or not you want it to sound like an Infinium or a regular like MindLab pulse induction machine. That's your headphones. We're not going to use them. Your backlight, and your speed. So the next thing that I would do is not try to run medium on the beach. Slow is going to be the way to go. So now we've taken care of salt as our mode, and we've got slow as our tracking, and we've got 11x13 coil on. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to ground balance. So sensitivity defaults on 4, ground balance is not, that's not what a salt ground balance would be. So we're going to ground balance next. Okay, so now we've got a ground balance number. We're going to see if we can get this thing to run. So it'll definitely run in salt mode. And the settings that we've got, with a sweep speed of about 3 seconds from one side to the other. Now, you can slow down to 4, but I wouldn't recommend going any higher than 3. So the next thing you'll want to do, if you want to get a little bit more possibly depth or whatnot, is start pushing your sensitivity up. So we'll go up to 6. Looks like we got a target there. Sounds small, like a 22 bullet or something. Okay, so we're running good. The next thing I would do is I would change my mode to large. See if we can get away with large at sensitivity of 6. A little bit unstable, but if I control my sweep speed, I can hunt like that. Let's see what happens if we go to normal. Now we're getting in a situation where the machine's starting to pick up the salt. So if we want to try to stay in normal, we can reduce the sensitivity down to 4. Threshold's still wandering a bit, but we could probably get away with that. So there's a setting that would run on this beach. Now, depending on whether or not you've got more salt or more minerals, like you get in black sand, you might want to make other adjustments. I've got fixed ground balance. Well, it's off, tracking's off. And so that's one thing I could try. If I had a highly mineralized beach, a lot of black sand, I could go to tracking, and I could try to do slow or medium tracking on the ground balance to see if I could keep up with the mineral changes in the ground, or in the sand, as well as the changes from like wet sand to dry sand. So those are some things you need to look at. All of those things that I mentioned: coil size, mode, sweep speed, ground balance, motion, and sensitivity are all things that you need to look at when you're on the beach and you've got a noisy machine, because I can pretty much guarantee you, if you just go down there with the settings the Axiom came with right out of the box, you're not going to be able to run this, and you might get frustrated. So those are settings that should work for you, or adjustments that you can make to get it to run for you. All right, so now that we've got over all of those adjustments you can make on the Garrett Axiom, I hope that helps you. But I'm going to go out, we're going to do some hunting. We'll go over some targets, and I'll tell you some different things about target size, target shape, things like that might help you out on a saltwater beach, determine what is good to dig and what's not to dig. So let's get out there and do some digging. Okay, I got a target right here. My shovel's kind of close, so it might be why it's sounds screwy that one way. That could be a piece of iron just by the way it's sounding, but let me dig it up and we'll see what we got. Okay, fairly deep hole that came out of. Now one thing we can do is use the iron check. So you hold down the menu button till it goes iron check, and then go over the target. So this is saying it's good. Let's get the pinpointer out, see what we got. Right there someplace. Looks like a shell casing for a bullet, but that thing was fairly deep. Okay, here's a target here. Low tone. Seems fairly shallow. Alright, I'm down a little over a foot. Still got the target in the hole. Might end up being another one of those shell casings based on how loud it is. Got the target out of that hole. That's probably a good 14 inches. That's right up here in this sand. So that's a fairly big piece of copper, what it is. Not sure if there's anything on it. Probably just a, well, that might be part of a buckle. I think that's what that is, a buckle. So sometimes people use them swimming because there's some stuff on the back side here that's like it used to be a buckle, but pretty big target, but it's down there pretty good, 14 inches at least. Okay, I got one more target here I'm going to dig up. As I circle around it, the shape sounds consistent. Obviously it's a low tone. Doesn't seem like it's all that deep. Probably a coin, so let's dig that up. We'll be right back. Alright, I'm about a foot down. I got the shovel over there, that's why it sounded a little bit weird, but so I'm about a foot down. So it's right there. We're well over a pinpointer deep. That's right there. And it's looking like it is a coin. Probably a penny, maybe a dime. But let me crack the shell off of that, we'll see what we got. Alright, so it ends up, that's a silver dime. Roosevelt. Looks like it's 55 possibly, 55, 56, something like that. So anyway, that's pretty cool. Alright, so I hope the video overall helped you. We found a few things with the Axiom. Hopefully the setup that we went through and the adjustments that we made will help you when you go out on the beach next time. And thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.